Hi, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. Today we're going to answer a viewer question about Stingray devices. We had a viewer that wrote in via email and said, what is all this in the news about Stingray devices? What are they? And can you explain to people from a legal standpoint what they need to know about this? And a Stingray device is a device is called a cellular site simulator. And basically what it does is it works with cell phones and it simulates a cell tower. So if you have a cell phone and let's say you're driving along in your car, as you're driving along, your cell phone is pinging a signal out to the nearest cell tower. It pings that signal out to whichever tower seems to have the strongest signal, and that way you're always connected. If you have, if you're downloading data on your cell phone, you're downloading emails, or you're downloading a calendar, or you're on Facebook or Twitter or what have you, or if you get a phone call and you're talking on the phone, you maintain a connection with a cell phone tower. So let's say that you get in the car, you're going to drive to somebody's house an hour away. While you're on the road, your cell phone doesn't maintain the signal with the first tower near your house. It connects to successive towers as you're driving through that hour drive to wherever you're going. Whichever tower comes along and has the strongest signal, it's going to skip to that tower, to the next tower, to the next tower while you continue on your journey. And so what a Stingray device does is it's a device the police, the federal government use it to get data about people's cell phones. So for instance, if they know that you just robbed a bank and they have your cell phone information, they can watch your cell phone and see where you're going in order to determine where you took the money and where you're likely to be hiding out. The problem with cell site simulators or Stingray devices, which is sort of the common term for the device manufactured by a company called Harris Corp. The problem is that we don't really know what information the government is getting. Are they able to listen to phone calls? Are they able to read your text messages? Are they able to read the emails that are being sent to and from your cell phone? I have no idea. Now, as we're recording this, I'm in Delaware and I'm a Delaware attorney, and I can tell you that the use of Stingrays, the use of cell site simulators has been in the newspapers in Delaware Online, which is the online version of the biggest newspaper in Delaware, on numerous occasions. And one of the most, one of the recent things to happen in this state is that there was a lawsuit filed in 2016 in a case called Jonathan Rudenberg versus the Chief Deputy Attorney General of the state of Delaware and Delaware Department of Justice, the Chief Deputy Attorney General of the Delaware Department of Justice and the Delaware Department of Safety and Homeland Security Division of State Police. Civil Action N16A02006 RRC. In this case, essentially, Jonathan Rudenberg filed what's called a Freedom of Information Act request with the state agency seeking information about their use of Stingray devices, and they said, go pound sand. And so he filed a lawsuit to get the Superior Court to review it. And there was litigation over that, and I believe he did get some information, but again, there's more questions than answers. I want to tell you that there was a bill that was, so when we talk about laws, the way something becomes a law is a bill is filed, it's got to go through the legislature and be signed into law. And in Congress, in the federal system, there was a bill filed by a Utah state representative named Jason Chaffetz, and the bill was called the Cell Location Privacy Act of 2017. It was filed back in February of 2017. Here it is, a year later almost, and that bill, I believe, was referred to a committee and hasn't come out of committee. I don't know if that means that the bill's dead, if it's going to come out of committee with recommendations for changes, if it's going to go forward. But essentially, if it became a law, it would impose criminal penalties on people who use Stingray devices or cell site simulators without a court warrant. So what you're supposed to do is get a warrant if you're going to be tapping somebody's phone. And the problem is that a lot of government entities, a lot of state police agencies, local municipal police agencies may be using these devices. We don't know that they're using the devices, and we don't know what information they're getting, and we don't know if they're getting warrants in order to use the devices. Obviously, it's a very powerful tool in the right hands. It's a very powerful tool for law enforcement, but at the same time, as American citizens, we don't really want our government spying on us unless they have a reason to believe that we're committing a crime, and then they should go get a warrant and use the warrant to authorize them to use a Stingray device. I'm interested to know what people think. Do you not care if the government listens to your phone conversations? Do you not care if the government reads your text messages and your emails? Or is it something where you really feel strongly that the government has no business seeing what is coming into and going out of your cell phone? Is a cell phone the type of thing where you should have the right to privacy? Or is it the type of thing where anybody could just look over your shoulder and see what you're reading or what you're typing? So what real privacy should you have in your cell phone? I'm interested to know what you think. Thanks for watching. This is a number episode of 10 with Ben. Send me an email. Let me know what you think. My name is Ben Schwartz. As I said, I'm an attorney. My email address is mail@benschwartz.com, or you can comment on this video. But I'm interested to know, what are your views on this situation?